Weathering the Storm in Ersama was written by Harsh Mander that is based on the real-life story about the dreadful cyclone that hit Orissa, which is now known as Orissa on October 27, 1999. The story particularly mentions the praiseworthy adventures of a young man named Prashant who was stranded on the roof of his friend's house for 2 nights following the terrifying storm. Prashant had gone to Ersama, a small town in coastal Orissa that was some 18 kilometers from his village to visit a friend. The impact of the cyclone was so massive that it killed several people and devastated the houses of many villagers. In such hard times, Prashant exhibited exceptional courage and faced the natural calamity with bravery. He not just saved his life but also led the disaster management of the menacing storm in his village effectively. The dreadful storm was followed by incessant and heavy rainfall which washed away various houses and people. There were flood waters everywhere and corpses were floating on it. Being away from home, Prashant took shelter in his friend's house stranded on the rooftop where he spent 2 nights with his friend's family. It was freezing cold due to the incessant rain. In the early morning, he could see the wreckage caused by the super cyclone. Only the cemented houses stood still in a few places as there was water everywhere. There were carcasses of animals and dead bodies of humans floating in every direction. Prashant felt helpless and was deeply worried about his family. The rain stopped after 2 days and the rain waters started receding. Prashant decided to visit his village, Kalaikuda, and check on his family members and relatives. Although initially he couldn't find any of his family members, he soon found his uncle's friends. So, he went to the Red Cross shelter to search for them and found his family later. Prashant was distressed at the sight of the miserable condition of the people affected by the super cyclone who took shelter wherever they could. They were starving and had only some green coconuts from the tree that was uprooted in the storm. So, he decided to volunteer and help the survivors by arranging food for the people with the help of some elders and young people like him. He began by organizing a team of young volunteers to clear all the filth and floating carcasses and heal the wounds and fractures of the injured people. On the fifth day of the natural calamity, a military helicopter dropped a few parcels of food. However, it did not come any further. Therefore, Prashant and his fellow volunteers decided to depute children on the ground with empty plates on their stomachs in order to grab the attention of the helicopter. The plan worked and thereafter, the helicopter started dropping basic needs and food parcels from the top. Prashant continued working dedicatedly and put up a polythene sheet shelter for the orphans. He resettled the orphans in new foster families comprising childless widows. He also persuaded women to work in a food for work program that was operated by an NGO and organized sports events for children. Thus, Prashant was the savior of several people who were adversely affected by the super cyclone. Everyone looked up to him with gratitude for helping them. His selfless service to mankind was indeed commendable. Conclusion of Weathering the Storm in Ersama. The chapter Weathering the Storm in Ersama illustrates how we should form a community of workers wherever a calamity strikes so that we can help people rather than merely depending on the government for aid. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.